In this Spark tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to create a web page. So from my home page, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the shortcut for web page to start the wizard. And Spark's going to go ahead and start to populate my page. So this is a vertical scrolling page. It's ready to go, and it pretty much asks me for the content I need to put in the entire time. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the same content I've been using in these other demos. And you'll see, as I've typed this in, I don't have anywhere else I can really add, except down here. These little pluses show me the things that I can change. So as soon as I click on that, it's going to say, well, would you like a photo in here? So I'm going to go ahead and click on photo, and inside of here, same situation as before. I can upload a photograph that I have, or I can find ones that they already have. When I do a search for daffodils, I've got all sorts of imagery that pops up. Let's find one that we haven't used before. And as I click on it, it's just going to go ahead and add in. And you'll notice right now it tells me to start scrolling. I've done everything I can do here, just start scrolling. So I'm going to start scrolling down. And as I scroll down, it's going to stop. I can't scroll any further. But it's going to ask me, what do I want to do? I can put in all sorts of things at this point. So I can add another photograph if I want to, and it's going to tile it into the next one. I can start adding text. I can put in a photo grid, which means it'll be several images kind of laid out. A glide show is kind of like a slideshow through those images with text and information in it. Split layout means I have an image on one side and I've got text on the other. Or I can add video. Any of those will absolutely work. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and start with a split layout. So I'm going to click on split layout. And you'll notice right now I've got an image on one side and a plus on the other, and on the other side I can add those elements in just the same as I always have. I can also flip it if I'd like to, just clicking that center button. So now my image is on the right side and my text would be on the left side. I'm going to switch that back to the original one where it says add your image. I'm going to go ahead and click on add your image, and we can see daffodils have already been selected. I can choose a horizontal or a vertical. It does not matter. I think I'm going to choose a vertical though, just to make things a little easier. If we find one we like, that is. Actually, I really like this one. So most of this imagery is going to sit vertically nice. So we're going to go ahead and pull this one in. And as that loads, it's going to come out to the other side, and I'd like to add in some text over on this side. So I'm going to just click on text, and I can start typing. You can see I've got headings here. I've got the ability to put something in quotes, which will automatically set the layout for it. I can bold, I can add links. It's all of the basic options that I need to build out this website. So as I've used text from before from the American Daffodil Society, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. So when I click on that, we have some text. I can go ahead and paste it in. And as I've done that, you can see I've now fulfilled what this section of the web page is for, and it's going to ask me to go ahead and put in the rest. To do something like a photo grid, you're going to notice that's going to ask for several photographs. So we're going to grab some more. And granted, the photographs that I'm using here are coming out of their stock imagery. It's great to have this, but using your own imagery is always better. So if I click on save on this one, you can see that the grid comes through, and I can add a caption. And again, that is what I have in this space. I can always go back and add something in between if I wanted to. So inside of here, if I wanted to add something small and simple, I could do that. I could add another photograph behind everything. So perhaps one of these dark ones. If I don't like an image that's in here, I simply click on this, and you see all the options that you have. So inline simply means it's in that space. I can fill the entire screen with it, right? I can set it up so it's a window behind something that we have type put on. Full width means that it's filling up that entire page. And you'll notice these will disappear once the page comes live. And if I don't want it at all, I can simply hit delete, and it's gone. And I'm back to where I was before. If I'd like to add a video, same situation. I can pull something in from another location. So if it's on YouTube or things like that, realize that this will link to those videos. So in linking to the video, if you're behind a firewall that's unable to see it, you will still be unable to see it. Adding a button is simply the button text, where it's going to go, and you can decide where you'd like it to lay out once you put it in. And lastly, the glide show is, again, I'm just going to choose several of these images to run. The glide show allows that to be there as the background and run through as you scroll through all of your text. And that's what these boxes here represent. You can click on any of these boxes and add text or another photo. If at any point you'd like to see what the web page looks like, you can simply come right up top here to preview. And when you click on it, Spark will go ahead and compile that as a web page. And you notice it's going to start me down here at the bottom because that's where I left off. But I'm going to drag all the way up to the top. And you can see the content that we put in is here, and the web page flows. And I don't have those pluses in between because I'm not editing at this point. You can see this is that photo glide show. Now we didn't put any text in, that's why there's no text popping up on the side here. If I push this X up here in the corner, it's going to take me back to editing. So let's go ahead and put some text in here. Start on this one. And I can add multiple things if I want to in the same spot. Even uploading if I have something new. You'll notice again, any of the text that I highlight will automatically follow the styles that have been predetermined from the heading. And again, if I come back up here and hit preview, we'll see what this page looks like. If you click on an image and say the glide show or something like that, you can edit the photos, or where it says focal point allows you to determine what part of that image is going to be the center of the slide. Now our images that we have in here are already pre-fit, but any other image, if it's too large for the web page, you can adjust it to fit. As you're finishing your last edits inside of this web page, you may do a few little things like, drag this text box into the middle, or maybe add a few more buttons somewhere. But when you're ready to go, you can go ahead and click on the preview button again to take a look at the page as a whole. You can click on the share button to publish and create a link that can be emailed or turned in anywhere it needs to be. Or you can click on the present button, which will make this full screen and works great as a presentation in front of a classroom. A couple things to note, and I'm going to click on preview here so we can actually see it as a web page. A couple things to note inside of here are that the same things that Spark has done for you elsewhere, it's doing in this one as well. So videos get embedded and they play directly inside of the browser. You'll notice that the content scales, so depending what size the browser is. If you want to try this out on a mobile device, you can certainly do that. And while we're talking mobile devices, you can create directly from your mobile device or a tablet. iOS devices have apps made for all three media types. Android has just Pages right now, but Adobe is working on the other two as we speak. You can access the other two using browser and desktop mode. But down here at the bottom of the web page, you'll notice that it automatically has put in the credits for me again. So all of the imagery that I used, all of the content that I pulled from Adobe's vetted sources, it automatically puts it in for me. So this is a really great opportunity to create a web page and to get a lot of information out into one location. But again, always check with your content and what that audience is to find the best method for getting your answer. Hope this helps.